Sprawled along the banks of Coyote Creek in San Jose, this encampment known as the Jungle has been home for more than 300 people. Over the years, Jungle residents built tree houses and arranged outdoor furniture across nearly 70 acres of land. But this week, the city of San Jose posted yellow signs warning residents of the Jungle to get out.
There are 7,600 homeless people in Santa Clara County. The vast majority of those live here in San Jose. And there's about 350 or 400 people living here in the Jungle right now.
Eileen Richardson is executive director of Downtown Streets Team, a nonprofit that's been working to move people out of the Jungle and into subsidized housing.
People are packing up and leaving. The encampment needs to be shut down. There's a lot of dangerous activity going on. There's pollution going on in the creeks that run along here. So the city is left with no choice.
Last year, the San Jose City Council set aside $4 million to find housing for homeless people. Downtown Streets Team is one of several groups that's been working with the city in the months before the scheduled eviction.
The city has given us money to have 7 intensive caseworkers come down and then house the men and women that live down here. It's really impressive when you think of the backgrounds and all of that, what our caseworkers can do.
After 8 months here, Kathleen Ann Claymore says Downtown Streets Team helped her find a place to live.
I'm about to get a place for me and my kids, and we can all be together. They don't have to go home at night or be with my aunt. You know, they can be with me, and I could take care of them. And I've always worked. I've had good jobs. I have, a lot of skills. And so I'm willing to do whatever I can because these kids are my life.
The city says so far 144 Jungle residents have found stable housing, but now it's time to shut the encampment down. Increasing crime, growing piles of garbage, and human waste, all of it fueling neighborhood complaints. This week's rains are also swelling the creek, threatening to flood the grounds. Ray Bramson leads the city's homeless response unit.
The city's been facing a challenge with homelessness for years and years. This site presents such an unsafe, unstable, and unsanitary condition and way of living that we're not going to allow it here in our community again. We're committed to keeping the site patrolled with rangers paired with San Jose police officers and making sure that this sort of situation never occurs in our city again.
City and county agencies have opened up additional shelter beds and are working to develop more affordable housing, but it's a long process, and the city can't go it alone, says Bramson.
More than anything else, there's a lack of affordable housing in our community, lack of that long-term stable housing where people can afford, stay in, and be permanently housed and rejoin the community.
San Jose is the third largest city in California and home to immense Silicon Valley wealth, where tech giants like Apple, Facebook, and Google are headquartered. Many say the success of those companies has driven up housing prices. According to the property listing service Zillow, the median cost of a rental unit in San Jose is nearly $3,000.
This is a community problem, and it requires a community solution. The community plan to end homelessness gives that venue to involve corporations, to involve governments, to involve the general public in this group solution. We need consensus and we need to all work together.
In Silicon Valley as a whole, we have what's called a jobs housing imbalance.
Sandy Perry is a minister and affordable housing advocate.
How would you grade the city of San Jose?
I think it's failed. It's failed, and I think this is an example of the failure, that they have to bring in police and evict people and move people out. Here we are in Silicon Valley, the center of technology, and we can't even keep people from freezing to death in the winter.
Perry thinks the city should provide legal campsites for those being forced out. On Thursday morning, the garbage trucks moved in. This story has gotten strong national coverage in part due to the stark economic divide between residents of the Jungle and the venture capitalists and tech titans of Silicon Valley.
We work with tech and private sector to some degree, but there hasn't really been anyone who's stepped up and said, they want to be a champion.
Jennifer Loving is executive director of Destination Home, a public-private partnership focused on finding affordable housing to reduce chronic homelessness.
We have several thousand people on our streets every single night. So even solving 1 encampment, 2 encampments, 4 encampments, there's almost 300 encampments in this community. And so our problem is much larger than any one place.
The Jungle may be gone, but San Jose's homeless problem is not.